What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Memphis Conservative channel. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe. Hit that like button and share this video and comment down below. So, shout out to Brightbar for this one. Of course, everybody knows, the early voting thing is going on for the midterms for November. So this California governor candidate, he's trying to run for governor in California. Y'all know how messed up California is out there. Y'all know how messed up it is for their policy, laws, and all that kind of stuff. So this guy right here, and I don't care what side that that you rock with, whether it's Republican, whether it's Democrat, let's put that right there aside and just have some common sense about some things. We got common sense about a lot of things. This California governor candidate, Tom Steyer, if I'm saying his last name right, he pledges to open borders and arrest ICE agents. So he wants the borders open just like Biden did the whole 4 years that he was in office. But this is the governor. Well, he's not the governor yet, but he's running for the governor in California. So he's just as worse or about the same as the current governor, Gavin Newsom. So you want the borders open and you want to arrest the ICE agents. Where was all this when Obama was in office? Man, he was deporting illegals left and right. Deported a whole lot of illegal migrants. Nobody said anything about opening the borders, arresting ICE, none of that. So without further ado, we're going to get right into this article. Tom Steyer, the now top polling Democrat for California governor, has unveiled his extremely radical open door anti-ICE immigration platform as he continues his run for the state's top office. The hedge fund billionaire, well, I'm not surprised, who was polling poorly, which means he was down in the polls, until the media targeted Eric Swalwell for a sacrifice to revitalize the Democrat field for the governor's race. And for those who don't know who Eric Swalwell is, he's going through a lot out there in California. It's about three or four women that came out and said how he drugged them and raped them and stuff. So, if I'm not mistaken, he has dropped out of the race and is resigning. But they're trying to bring criminal charges to him. So Eric Swalwell released his immigration pledges on Tuesday with a 5-point plan that is far more left-wing and radical than the current governors, who himself is a left-wing radical on immigration. The 68-year-old founder of Farland Farland Capital Management turned radical environmentalist, posted his intentions to nullify all federal immigration laws, jail federal immigration law enforcement officers, and return deported individuals back to the U.S. So all these people, so I guess he's talking about planning on all these people that Trump has already gotten up out of here and sent them wherever he sent them or back to where they come from. He's talking about bringing all of those people back. That's his goal. That's his plan. So if California now, if they don't vote correctly, I don't know what else to tell you. And here's a list of his things that includes abolish ICE, which means get rid of and never to return. Put ICE agents in jail and treat them them like the mob. Hmm. You didn't do the BLM risers like that. You didn't treat them like the mob. But that's another chapter. Bring those kidnapped and detained by ICE back home. So that's the new word for deported, huh? The opposite, I guess. Instead of deporting them, you said that they kidnapped and detained them. Well, kidnapped them. Um, give California AG power. Steyer's immigration plan includes. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. Must be tired, just don't know it. The abolishment of immigration and customs enforcement, ICE, in California, and would attempt to jail ICE agents and their superiors, whom Steyer thinks are breaking his rules. Breaking his rules, not breaking the law, but breaking his rules. Got it. He also thinks he has the power as a governor to go to foreign countries, gather up people who have been deported, and bring them back to the USA. Y'all don't fight this hard for the American people here in your own country. I'm just really tripping out this part. He's gonna talk about going to other foreign countries and gather up people who have been deported and bring them back to the USA. You won't go to the let's just say the hoods where all the violent crime and stuff like that, the drug dealers. You're not going in there to gather all of them up and take them to prison. But you want to go to other countries and gather all these people that have been deported, bring them back to the US. Okay. The billionaire went on to pledge to ignore any U.S. Supreme Court rulings that he does not like. Really? So you pledge to go against the U.S. Supreme Court rulings. So just saying. So whatever the hell with whatever the Supreme Court rules say. I don't like it, so I'm not going to go by it. Hmm. I hope he gets a no kings protest. But anyway, Steyer claimed each point builds on one another to create a comprehensive strategy that gives the state of California the power it needs to take on ICE and win. Why when y'all trying to fight ICE, Click Bush, excuse me, Obama, he was in there twice. These were the presidents that they had the closed border and they said we got to get the illegals up out of here and all of that. Y'all didn't try to fight ICE then. The candidate's first bullet point made the claim that ICE uses racial profiling, okay, to arrest illegal migrants and to target them for deportation. This, he claims, is against California statutes that outlaws any law enforcement agency from profiling anyone based on their race. I'm pretty sure that they wasn't just profiling people. They had a list of people who to go get and where to go find them to get them, to detain them and deport them, arrest them and deport them. I don't know what a racial profiling comes in that. Now, if you want to call it, let's just say, like for me, example at work, when the truck drivers come in and they don't understand English, want to pull out their phone and want you to say what you said so it can translate back to them, or they say what they said, then they gonna press the button so it can translate it back to me. Man, to be honest, I get them up out my face. I was like, I don't know, go down there. Because I ain't got time for that. Because if you over here, and a lot of people been over here long enough to learn English, period. So when I see a person that's here from another country and they don't, no English, no English. To me, you're here illegally. And I mean, you want to call that racial profile, you call it racial profile. Because there's no way in hell I'm finna go to another country and I don't understand nothing, their language at all, and try to learn it while I'm there. You got people that's been over here 10, 15, 20, sometimes 30 years and still don't know English or how to speak it or understand it. You wasn't trying to learn our culture or whatever over here in this country. You've been here all this time. But like I said, I won't go nowhere, and I don't understand what nobody's talking about. So you want to call it racial profiling? Then yeah, go ahead. Because to me, if you don't understand English, you're here illegally. What was I? Based on their race, he pledged to enforce these statutes against federal immigration officers. With his second policy, he pledged to give the state attorney general the authority to hold ICE's leadership accountable for violence. I mean, all you gotta do is follow instructions. Put your hands behind your back. You're under arrest for immigration status. You want to get violent, then it gets violent. I think Malcolm X said it better. What did he say? He said, we're nonviolent with people who are nonviolent with us, but we are not nonviolent with anybody who is violent with us. I think he said it better. But anyway, my plan will pursue supervisory liability. This body of law empowers the California justice system to criminally prosecute and imprison not just the ICE agents who are committing these crimes, but the leadership directed them to do so. He claimed, not explaining how any state law could supersede federal authority. Justice systems to criminally prosecute and imprison not just the ICE agents who are committing these crimes, not the violent illegals, the ones that's violent and cartel type people or whatever that's killing and raping. Not, them committing those crimes, not trying to do anything about them. In fact, you're trying to go to the countries and bring them back, bring those people back. Okay. California, if y'all vote this man in there, I don't think I can just say y'all deserve everything that y'all have coming. Like New York. New York is feeling it right now. Y'all wanted that man up in there, Mondani or whatever his name is, and they feeling it. Same way with Virginia. Wanted that governor over there. That's a crazy beat. That beat is crazy. His third-party policy pledge is to set up a special branch of the state attorney general's office to pursue evidence that would lead to the prosecution of federal immigration officers, again, without addressing federal supremacy issues. Next, he revealed he thinks a state governor can reverse federal deportation rulings and said he'd use state money to send representatives to foreign countries, then pay to fly deported illegals back into California. And I'm pretty sure all of that is going to be used as what? Taxpayer money, because trust me, none of that is going to come out of their $175,000 to $200,000 a year salary. It's going to come taxpayer dollars. Say he will send representatives to foreign countries, then pay to fly deported illegals back into California. If you go over there and get those crazy, the ones that like the grape and all that right there, I wouldn't be surprised if they murder y'all ass on the plane. But anyway, saying I will bring those detained and kidnapped by ICE back home, and says he will assist and help those who have been in prison without due process. When Obama was doing it, he didn't get them due process. Nobody had a problem. No judges were stepping in to block them. None of that. No rioters. No so-called protesters / rioters getting in ISIS way from doing their job. Then none of that go on. Everything was peaceful. That operation moved smooth sailing. Okay, finally, he plans to use more state tax dollars to train illegals to know their rights so they can fight against being held accountable for breaking U.S. immigration laws, backed by California tax dollars in the process. Jesus Christ. I will launch a massive statewide Know Your Rights public education and public awareness campaign, Steyer pledged. Every California, regardless of their immigration status, should know their constitutional and legal rights. If you're over here legally, you don't have any constitutional rights or legal rights. Some countries would shoot you dead at the border for being over in their country illegally, or they're gonna throw you in one of their prisons. And when you get thrown in one of their prisons over there in one of them other countries, we'll never hear from you again. In fact, you might be in they call that slave labor. Yeah. Where they'll have you making, big rocks into little rocks type stuff. What was I? Should know the Constitution legal rights if you are stopped, detained, or questioned by ICE agents. If you are assembled to protest against ICE, if you are filming ICE agent activities, or if you witness unlawful and illegal actions perpetrated by ICE agents. Steyer claimed there is solid legal foundation for California to expand these protections and prosecute ICE agents for breaking the law. He added, California should take matters into their own hands. California can extend these legal protections to its residents despite the federal government's failure. You know what this sounds like? What California, the stuff going on like this, like California and New York. Only the older people like around my age, like 80s babies and stuff like that on back. Remember that movie with Kurt Russell because he played in both of them. One was called Escape from LA, and the other one was called Escape from New York. If you haven't seen those two movies, go check it out. Good, good classic movies, both of them. And that's exactly what California and New York is headed to when you see that movie. He then insisted extending these protections is a major step forward. It targets the linchpin that holds together the entire ICE machine, their ability to weaponize their authority as federal agents to engage in racial profiling and racial violence. Trump has turned ICE into a criminal enterprise. Yeah, okay. They just pulling stuff out of their ass now. So let's treat it as such. He exclaimed, as governor, I'll go after ICE the way Elliot Ness and Joe Friday went after the mob. Jesus Christ. Bring them to justice by using their most basic crimes against them. For the mob, it was racketeering. For ICE, it's racial discrimination. The whole Democratic Party, man, is about racketeering. You ask me, and some murders problem, more than likely. Steyer concluded, writing on my watch, California will protect the most vulnerable and bring to justice those who break the law and brutalize our neighbors. We'll let ICE know in California, you obey our laws and respect our residents, or you go to jail. Finally, Steyer defended his announcement after Tesla founder Elon Musk took to X to write and astonish, wow, over the radical policy suggestions. Wow, it's right. ICE is a criminal organization as governor. I'll prosecute them like one. The extremist Democrat posted. So he actually posted that. These folks are insane. These folks are off their rocker for real. Nothing is going right for them. Trump is kicking. Excuse my language. Trump is kicking all their asses in every direction. They're just throwing shit against the wall and hope it sticks. They're coming up with all kind of stuff. So, California, I hope y'all get it right out there. This man right here, he's off his fucking rocker. Seriously. He's something else. I hope he don't become y'all governor out there. Y'all already got one you got to get rid of. And you got a mayor too. Karen Bass, whatever her name is, with her crazy looking self. Y'all got some crazy folks out there. Early voting, all that kind of stuff. This stuff matters. This stuff really matters. Your local elections matters way more important than the presidential election. That's what they won't tell you people. But thanks for stopping by the Memphis Conservative channel. Subscribe, comment down below, share this video, and hit that like button. I want to hear your thoughts about this one. Peace.